Alright, we're back with part 4 and the final part of the Frank or husband interview series at 6 months post-op. Alright. Are you more jealous than you were before? This kind of goes with a question from the previous video. But do you ever feel a twinge of jealousy more than you did before?
No. Like I said, if I was younger, 10, 15 years ago, I would have. But no, I don't feel more jealous at all.
What did you expect me to look like post-op?
I would say similar to what you look like now. Because you were thinner when we first started dating, so I kind of knew what you looked like before. So I was expecting pretty much what you've lost.
But you have told me, like, that I'm bonier now. Like, you can see more muscle and more bones than you ever did.
Yeah, I guess the one thing that we used to talk about is that you used to always say, well, I just have a really big frame and really big bones. And
I thought I did.
And I think it's surprising that now that you've lost the weight, look how little your shoulder bones are, and you're not as big boned as you thought.
Or as you thought.
Or you convinced me of.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to remember what this question was. Loved me the way I was, any different now? So, did you love me the way I was before, or do you love me any differently now? So start with the first part. Did you love me just as much the way I was before?
Yes.
Like he's gonna say no.
I did.
And do you love me any differently now?
I don't think the love's any different. I think we get along better and you're happier, so that makes me feel better about myself.
Well, it's a better relationship when both people are happy.
So I think we're doing better than we were before.
And I do sometimes, I don't think this is like he loves me anymore because I'm thinner, but I do think there's a change because you're proud of me for, you tell me all the time, you're proud of me for accomplishing what I have, and
yeah.
So there's probably a positive change in that way. Not that you weren't proud of me before, but wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Let's see. Before surgery, you mentioned my highs and lows based on how I felt about myself, and that affected our relationship. How has this changed?
I don't think your mood swings are as dramatic anymore. Like I said in one of the earlier videos, the first month, the mood swings were really bad. But they're not as dramatic as they used to be, so I've definitely noticed a difference there.
And you don't think that I feel, I don't feel that when I feel down, I don't feel like I'm as down about myself as I used to be at all.
No.
And so that's affected us in a positive way, obviously. Yeah. We talked about the gym being a problem for us before. How is that issue now?
Well, I think we kind of talked about this one of the earlier videos that we just did.
It's a reversal of roles.
No, I don't get upset about the gym.
No, I know, I'm not saying that.
You used to get upset.
But it's like you used to be the one that was like the motivator, and now I'm kind of a little bit more of the motivator.
Yeah, you are.
So that's something I didn't expect at all.
No, it's nice to not have the tension when we talk about it, or the fights. So it's definitely a great thing to not have any problems when we talk about going to the gym or just working out or eating. It's a great change.
And it's fun for us to train together.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoy, I enjoy like pushing you, and like if we're on the treadmill and I'm doing like the couch to 5K or whatever, it's fun for me to take the lead sometimes. Yeah. Let's see. I think this is the last question. What is your advice for other husbands? Can you give them some do's? Things to do maybe leading up to surgery or the weeks after surgery or even a month or whatever out. What's your advice?
Before the surgery, make sure you have everything in order, like in your house, because you're going to be so busy taking care of your girlfriend or your wife.
And this goes for wives with husbands too.
Get everything in order. Get your grocery shopping done. Run your as much of your errands as you can. I took time off work, so I made sure leading up to that time off that I was clearing everything up at work before, so I wasn't getting a bunch of phone calls when I was at home. So it's really preparing those first 2 or 3 weeks for it.
And I would say prepare, I don't know if you agree with this, but prepare to have to talk about this a lot leading up to it, right? Because, I mean, I talked and talked and talked till I was blue in the face and you had to listen. A lot of times you probably didn't care just because I was getting ready mentally.
Yeah, and just those emotional ups and downs the first month. It's going to happen, so just know that.
That's true. And, okay. And then advice for other husbands. This is the last thing. Advice for other husbands. Instead of do's, give them... Sorry, our dog is whining. Do you want to let him up?
He's alright.
Alright. Instead of do's, give them some don'ts. Things that you would say, don't do this, don't do that. Or anything you did that you regretted doing.
I guess...
Hubbies. Shh.
That's kind of a hard one. I can't think of things specifically not to do. I guess don't bring it up unless your spouse or significant other wants to talk about it, because even though they're coming to you to talk about it a lot, if you just bring it up out of the blue, it might not be the right time for them to talk. So I would let them come to you, even though it seems like they're going to want to talk about it a lot.
I would think, and you can say whether you agree with this or not, but I would say don't spend so much time worrying about what you're eating in front of them necessarily. In the beginning, I would be cautious, but for a lot of people, it's not ever an issue. Shh, Tubbs. So I think, like, for you, worrying, spending time worrying about eating in front of me was kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, but I think everyone's going to feel that way in the beginning. I don't think there's any way around it.
Will you just grab the dog, please? Just a second. Come here, Tubbs. Here's a good one. Don't complain about your significant other going to the gym, because that's an important part of this process. Wouldn't you say? I mean, you never did that. I'm just saying.
But on the other side of the token, don't push your significant other to go to the gym, because they're going to go and they're ready to go. So
that's true.
They're going to lose weight no matter what, even if they don't go to the gym as much as you thought. They're still going to lose a lot of weight, so I wouldn't be as worried about it.
And don't try to control the process for them, because they know what their nutritionist or doctor is telling them. Don't question them. Should you be eating that? Because if they're eating it, chances are they know that they can eat it, right? Or do you need to eat more food? Like, a lot of times you can't eat more food. You're eating what you're supposed to be eating, or all you can fit in. So don't question them unless you see something that's obviously wrong.
And I think, too, if you're a guy, let your significant other go to the support groups and meet with other girls and do all that.
Yeah, you've been really good about that.
Because you as a guy can only do so much. And let them do that because I think it helps a lot. So I wouldn't be self-conscious or, worried that you can't give enough, and wondering why do they have to go talk to these other people. I think it's a really good thing, that your significant other talks to other people and gets their take and support.
Yeah, because you don't
'Cause
totally get it.
you can only do so much with one person.
And anything else?
I think that's
Any
it.
words of wisdom?
Mm-mm.
Any comments on 6 months post-op?
No, I think we're good.
Do you want to make some predictions? Alright, what do you predict will be my final weight?
Well, I don't know what your weight is. You won't tell me.
Well, that's part of the fun of the game.
I'll still say 125.
And before you predicted month 8, I will get there. Now,
I think I'm still on track for that.
Okay, we will see. So stay tuned, and we will do another interview series at 1 year post-op. You agree to that?
Sounds good.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.